Good morning, Shelby. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Jeff. I'm doing well.
Happy Daily Dose.
Daily dose time.
I feel like we are celebrating something today, but we're missing something.
We need a little bit of sweetness in our lives.
Oh, look at that. It's Doughnut Day.
We are so good with our magical powers. These just appeared.
We better not let anybody know that we can conjure up donuts, especially from donuts from Smorawa's Country Bakery.
People would
here
never
in
leave us
downtown
alone.
Green Bay. Yes, we would never be left alone. We have awesome powers.
We do.
But it is National Doughnut Day today, so happy Doughnut Day, happy Friday.
As if you need another excuse to eat a donut, right?
Exactly. I'm always looking for excuses to eat a donut. In case you did not know, National Doughnut Day started as a Salvation Army event on the first Friday of June to honor the donut lassies who served sweet donuts to soldiers on the front lines of World War I.
Who knew?
I did
I like
not.
that we learn new things every single day on the show.
We
here.
try to be tasty yet also educational
Right.
on a daily dose. The Salvation Army is partnering with Uncle Mike's Bake Shop here in Green Bay and De Pere to hand out free original wartime recipe donuts to customers at their stores. There's three of them actually: Howard Swamico, De Pere, and east side of Green Bay.
That's where I am. That's
where
my
you
store.
are.
I was so happy when that came to that side of town. It's awesome.
But Doughnut Day is not just about remembering the donut lassies and celebrating them, but also for enjoying delicious donuts. And Shelby has crafted a little quiz and debate that I think I'm probably going to raise a little bit of ire with people over when one term or one question comes up.
You know, Jeff, I think this is one of those topics that we might mostly agree on. So I'm really excited for this. So anyone who maybe watched our Pizza Day dose will recall us sitting over some pizza, enjoying it, and I asked a whole bunch of different questions about preferences about pizza. So
the tough
this
questions
time,
were answered.
The tough question. It was highly entertaining, if I do say so myself. So I have a couple of questions here for you, Jeff. I'll answer them too, and I encourage our viewers to comment below with what they would answer. Okay. So as always, we have to start with probably the biggest debate about donuts. Filled or not filled donut?
Not filled.
Not filled. Jeff, high five.
Yes. Long John is perfectly fine without doubling its weight with cream or with custard or jelly.
It's the worst.
I know that everybody in Wisconsin will disagree with us, but the rest of the donut consuming world out there, we've got your back.
Well, hey, not everyone in Wisconsin, because I did a ride-along with police this weekend, and at least one officer that I talked to is with us. He hates the jelly-filled, cream-filled, any type-filled donut. So
once in a while, an eclair is fine, or like, one is okay now and then, but like to fill every Long John with cream or jelly,
it's just the worst when you think you picked up a regular donut and you bite into it and it couldn't be anything less regular. That makes sense.
I concur.
But if you had to eat a filled donut, if someone forced you to, would you pick a custard or a jelly-filled donut?
Custard.
Really? See, I'd choose jelly.
You jelly?
Yeah.
It's understandable. I mean, you're trying to make the best of a terrible situation at that point.
Yes. One of the other biggest debates, how do you spell donut? Is it D-O-N-U-T or the other more formal way?
Well, I prefer, I don't prefer, I like D-O-N-U-T because then you can use it for Doughnut Disturb.
Me too.
But I believe the exact or the proper spelling is D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T.
Darn. See, I like the simplicity of the other one too.
It is nice. I think both of them are pretty much acceptable these days in most areas. Yeah. But I will still spell it D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T every time.
All right, so that's our stance on that. Long Johns or a traditional circle donut?
Both. I can't choose.
I think I might pick a Long John typically.
Okay, you know what are really awesome? Have you ever had a Persian?
No.
A Persian is a donut. It's donut batter
that
is rolled like a sweet roll and cooked like a sweet roll.
Ooh.
They're very delicious.
So it's kind of like the best of both worlds?
It is like the best of both worlds. It is very, very good. All donuts, I would say, except cream filled.
Okay, so if you happened upon a random box of assorted donuts, which would be the first one that you reach for?
Probably the non-stuffed Long John, or a circular donut with icing and maybe sprinkles on it.
Oh, okay. So that actually leads into one of my next questions. Sprinkles or no sprinkles?
Both.
Both?
I try not to donut discriminate too much. So I would say both. But if I had to pick, I could live without the sprinkles.
Okay.
Would you do sprinkles?
You know, if we're talking about this random appearing donut box like we just had here, if it was assorted, I might choose one that's like brightly colored icing with sprinkles on it. That's what I'm attracted to, so I would be like, yep, that's mine. So do you actually dip your donuts in your coffee, or is that just something that we see on TV that no one really actually does in real life?
I do not dip my donuts in
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe in milk, if it was a dry donut or like a chocolate donut, I might dip it in a little bit of milk, but overall, no, I do not do that.
Now, this might be a question, I don't know if you're familiar with this or if everyone is or whatever. Do you appreciate the obsession with Krispy Kreme donuts? You know, the glazed ones that everyone for years was so obsessed with.
Do
you get it?
I do not understand it. I do not understand it because they are just like lumps of sugar. There is not, you know, I mean,
it's sugar air.
It's sugar air. I mean, on the other hand, we have these wonderful, gigantor donuts from Smarawas.
It's like a pretzel.
That like it's like a pretzel slash donut slash half a meal. You know, so on the other end of the spectrum are these that, but I cannot. I would rather have a real donut than the little Krispy Kreme things.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. They just, you one bite and they're gone.
So we're talking about glazed donuts there. Favorite type of icing on a donut?
Oh, man. Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Chocolate, vanilla, maple.
Maple is probably one of my favorites.
Maple is so good. It's really, you know, one thing Wisconsin has introduced me to a lot recently is the maple icing.
It's delish.
I really did not see that growing up in St. Louis too much. So I am pro maple icing. On there.
Maple's good.
Yeah. Do you go for, if I may ask you a question, do you go for like the crazy donuts that are popping up in bigger cities? You know, Voodoo Donuts in, I think, Portland, Oregon.
Yes,
Strange
that's a big
Donuts.
one.
Strange Donuts in St. Louis. I don't know if there's one in Milwaukee or Chicago areas, but you know, these kind of crazy donuts with maybe more dinner or lunch items or ingredients.
I think about as crazy as I get is sprinkles, because like even with my ice cream, like I can't stand a whole bunch of like chunky, you know, candy
flavors.
Bars in there, you know, chocolate chips. Like, no, I just want to bite into a donut and have that be it. So yeah, bacon on top of a donut, I heard. Other crazy things. No, I think sprinkles is the tops for me.
A little bacon sprinkle on top. Ooh. Would you do a bacon sprinkles?
Probably not.
Oh, they're pretty good. If you get a maple donut with a little bit of bacon sprinkled on top, like crumbled bacon on top, you're doing good.
Well, Jeff, I don't really know exactly how we turned in a discussion about donuts into how long of a conversation?
We're at 8 minutes now.
8 minutes. It's like one of our longest segments ever.
But hey, you can't rush donuts.
You can't.
So hopefully you enjoyed our wonderful little discussion of the ins and outs of donuts. We are right here in downtown Green Bay. If you wish to come complain about our blasphemy when it comes to cream-filled donuts or stuffed donuts, but otherwise, have a wonderful National Doughnut Day. Support your local donut shops and have a little fun.
It's an excuse to cheat on your diet, so have a good day.